This is the current queen of the girls' only nation that rules the world, but she's super interested in the Prince Behemoth. With the Gomage coming up, an event allowing girls to get rice cakes smashed by the elite wolves, she deviously plans a way to get rid of Ara, the strongest female on the planet. As such, she orders the head of the Black Thorn guards to allow Ara to partake in the Gomage, as she probably wants round 2 after yesterday. And so she happily looks into the night sky, hoping that something bad might happen to her challenger to the throne. Elsewhere, Herring the Prince Behemoth is busy sneaking around the wolves' headquarters, thinking it's a bit strange that he hasn't heard a single drop of noise. With him still unable to find anyone nearby, he starts scratching his head, making some of his dandruff fall off since he needs some head and shoulders. However, as he attempts to sneak a gassy fart since no one's nearby, he suddenly gets grabbed out of nowhere into a nearby room. The mysterious man that grabs him then explains that the day after you return from a mission always ends up being a temporary holiday, as all the elders get summoned to the main headquarters. The man's face is then revealed to be one of the lowly members, asking Herring if he feels something unusual today. But Herring nervously looks at him, unable to figure out what to say since it's only been a week since he joined the elite Garimbi squad. Eventually, after getting hold of his senses, he realizes that the entire room is full of other lowly members, all busy staring at him, probably jealous that he got to destroy the gates of Ara. Herring then stands there frozen, still failing to realize why the heck everyone gathered in this sussy room, only for him to finally relent and ask what he means. Suddenly, another impatient man pipes up, asking Herring what color was it. However, our boy still has no clue, so he starts trying to speak French to attempt getting out of the weird situation. Finally, a frustrated man brings up the fact that they are all talking about Ara's special catacombs, revealing that they all gather here today to find out about his experience at Puzel. With it finally dawning on Herring, everyone starts to get flustered as they are all eager to find out more about Ara's special rice cake. The soy boy army then attempt to gaslight him into spilling the tea, claiming that it's his duty since he's the only one to ever experience the legendary Ara. Unexpectedly, Herring chads up, explaining to everyone that he could spill the beans, but he's not sure if they can handle it all. And so the boys start to get nervous, yet their curiosities get the better of them, as they need to know what a legend looks and feels like. As such, he starts trolling the entire room, but they all eat it up like gospel, unable to believe their ears. The boys then start panicking as Herring starts to explain how the gates of Ara is riddled with a huge forest full of tall grass. Apparently, it never got to experience a lawnmower. Eventually, the group gets enough as they almost run away after hearing that the gates of Ara supposedly smells like my feet, especially when they get soaked after a rain day. Regardless, upon hearing the entire ordeal from Herring himself, the entire group start pacing around the room, yelling at Herring, claiming that there's no way that could be true. Meanwhile, the Legend 27 herself is called to the office of her Black Thorn official, as they want to interrogate her about the day before. We then discover that Ione cannot fathom how she was unable to extract a seed from Herring, so she brought over the head of the health department to confirm her report. The health department head instantly confirms that Ara's report is 100% true, as they even used the most updated and latest seed securing equipment, yet they found nothing. However, Yeonhee still has her suspicions, since the 2 previous girls that encountered the Prince Behemoth ended up with the highest amount extracted ever. And so Yeonhee comes to the conclusion that she either hit the climax of the mountain first or she couldn't get the Behemoth to show up that day. But Ara tries her best to deflect the questions only to fail, so she learns that in accordance to Fox rules, she must receive disciplinary actions. Now imagine getting in trouble since the boy she was with wasn't able to explode. Now that's paradise for a man for real. Anyways, Yeonhee reveals to Ara that she won't be able to partake in the upcoming Gomage now, as her punishment will force her to be busy that day, as she is tasked to keep an eye on a person of interest. Upon asking who it is, she discovers that she must keep an eye on her own Ultra Simp Tier 3 sub of hers, the legendary swordsman Karim. Yeonhee then continues, telling her that the game plan has to be adjusted, due to Karim being on the blacklist of the Crimson Wolves, so Gomage Day is going to be a nuisance. Furthermore, the future queen learns that her Prince Behemoth is coming to join the fray, so her lips instantly start puckering up almost as if it's natural instinct. With the unraveling of classified information, Ara learns that they partnered up 3 girls for lucky boy Herring, and one happens to be the first ever to experience the Behemoth. The head of the health department then steps in, claiming that Danby happened to be the unlucky one, since they plucked her out of the Behemoth's grasp right before Herring exploded. And so she gets given another chance by the universe to extract the most potent seeds of all. And this woman also gets a chance to participate, all thanks to Cow Lady. Nevertheless, Ara perks up, busy wondering why she has to share her prince with literally everyone on the planet, since all the girls fancy the boy. As such, Ara leaves the room after getting dismissed, but she shows emotion for the first time by slamming the door behind her in front of Yani. With jealousy now seeping in the air, our boy needs to watch out since some crazy ones might take down his Prince Behemoth. The next day back at the headquarters, a black serang is called in for a secret and super classified mission. The commander then reveals that he's been ordered to infiltrate the heart of the Crimson Foxes on the day of the Gomage ritual, and he must do so without any question. Now this is the face of a man looking like he wants to destroy someone after finding out he won't be able to do some rice cake smashing the next day. Nevertheless, the commander debriefs him more on the mission, explaining that he needs to transport a special item to a designated location and to return in one piece. With the commander unable to really help one of his main members, all he can tell him is that he thinks the king is planning something big, and it's not Harang's behemoth. The black serang then leaves the headquarters to partake in his mission, but it turns out that he only made his face earlier due to him worrying about Karim and not the girls. And so the black serang is a true bro, as he will always have your back no matter what. As he goes on a tirade inside his own mind, the black serang ends up running into Harang heading into his room, but Harang stops him in his tracks. The two then point at each other like the Spider-Man meme where both of them simultaneously tell each other that they need to talk. And so they decide to talk outside, but the black serang wants to know why he came out of the other room. So with some brotherly love, he checks inside the previous room. Upon peeking inside, he sees an entire squad losing their minds, where they are too busy repeating the color of the supposed rice cake of Ara. Regardless, the two continue on outside to exchange some vital information, as they want to know where the rest of the elite Garimbi squad could be. The best Harang could come up with is that maybe they are busy playing Roblox or Minecraft, but their theory crafting leads to nowhere, so he asks the black serang if he's ever attended the Gomage instead. Serang replies by claiming that the Gomage happens rarely, so this one coming up is the first one he's ever been invited to. He then reveals that only the top 10 squads of the elite forces is invited, but rookies are not allowed, so Harang's an exception. He also tells Harang that the strongest swordsman gets to pick who goes, so for the one upcoming, Karim decided that he's going to attend as it's time to destroy some rice cakes. As he starts explaining more about the history, Harang zones out as he can't believe that he got invited, so him and his behemoth is super excited. Elsewhere, the elite Crimson Foxes go over and finalize the list for those participating, and it turns out most of the gang is allowed to come. However, this time, Yoni sternly reminds the girls that they really need to make sure they knock the boys out of the ballpark as their life missions are on the line. Yumi also reassures them that the security will be top-notch with Ara and Blondie part of the defenses, so she slams the desk and orders them to stop being a sissy and to get ready. So without missing a beat, Mira chimes in asking if they can choose their partners as she probably wants time with hipster Womb. Shortly after, Yumi actually allows them to choose their partners, so she does them a favor, before ushering them out of her office. After leaving her office, the 1000-step squad calls in the Pebbles squad next, but Alita Battle Angel starts talking about how the atmosphere now is full of excitement. The girl from Hunter x Hunter then brings up the fact that she can't believe Karim decided to participate, so she wonders who could be her partner. As usual, the girls enter Gossip Girls mode as they start wondering who the prime candidate could be, since Prince Behemoth took the girl he simped for an entire lifetime. In the end, they all get flustered as they all can't wait for some amazing rice cake destroying, since everyone wants it bad. Elsewhere, Blondie is busy complaining that she can't attend since she's a demon made for bike riding all day and all night. But her team captain tells her to shut up, so she does so hesitantly. A bit insulted, she has to keep her mouth shut. With the Countryside Blackthorn members on patrol for the first time in the main city, all the children start to get awestruck with their presence. Eventually, one of the kids realizes that she's actually Ara, so they begin following her and swarming her, unable to believe their eyes. One of the team captains of the Blackthorn gratefully show her appreciation to Ara, as she's happy she's here to help defend, since she is the rank 1 of all swordsmen. She then hopes that everything should be smooth sailing, but with Karim entering the event, everyone feels a little bit anxious. To ease some tensions, the captain asks Arad if she actually plans to challenge the throne after graduating from the Special Forces, in which she confirms. The captain then winks back as the Blondie looks on, claiming that the Blackthorn are all rooting for her to uproot the current queen. In the end, the captain reveals her name is Nobum, as she hopes one day Ara will remember her face and name, so Blondie looks on amused. Afterwards, they return from their sightseeing tour of the city, as they need to hurry to finish preparations for tomorrow's Gomage.